Good morning, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Adam Lee, and I'm the Northeastern Regional Manager for PSS. So that means that I will be your contact for Massachusetts. In a little bit, my information will be displayed on the screen, and I'll display it later for you during the Q&A. So you just heard from our VP, David McKee, and he went over an overview of the rumble strips. So RoadQuake, this is a short section of the RoadQuake, and you can see here the beveled edge on RoadQuake for both sides that provides a safe transverse. You can see the red stripe on the bottom, along with the diamond pattern that helps RoadQuake adhere to the roadway. And you can also see the pattern on the top of the rumble strip that helps to give traction for vehicles driving over top of it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the crib system really quickly, the rumble strip, and then after this, we'll go outside and Glenda will be doing a deployment for us with 3 strips and also utilize the icon so you can see how the icon works along with RoadQuake. So the rumble strip is an 11-foot long strip and it weighs 105 pounds. On the underside of the strip, as you just saw in the small section, there's a red stripe. Now this red stripe is what you're not going to want to see when it's laid on the ground. Once the red stripes disappear and it's flat on the ground, that's how you know your rumble strip is deployed properly. If I fold the entire strip over, you'll then be able to see the brackets. Now these brackets, I will give you a closer video here once I'm done with doing this, and you'll be able to see how to repair these just in case if you ever need to repair your brackets on your RoadQuake rumble strip. Walking around to the crib, the first thing you probably notice are the snowplow markers. Now the snowplow markers were originally put on here because for vehicles, contractors, DOT members that want to mount their cribs on the front of their vehicles. Now this gives you guidance and lets you see where the crib is sticking out from the front of the vehicle and helps driving and also when you're pulling up to deploy your rumble strips. You can see also when you go to deploy your rumble strips, they're easily laid down so they do not get in the way of your retrieval or deployment of the strips. Walking around the crib, you'll notice these wings. These wings are a stackable device, number one, that will let you stack 3 cribs high so it does not take as much room in your yard or your garage space. And also, it's going to help guide the rumble strip when you're retrieving and deploying it. Alongside the wings are these roller bearings. These roller bearings are going to help the same way. They're going to help deploy your rumble strips with the retrieval and also the deployment. And it's going to take a lot of the friction away while you're pulling the strips off of the crib. Moving around the back, you'll see the icon box. Now this icon box has 2 buttons on it. There's a green button and a red button. The green is for deployment, the red is for retrieval. Whenever you deploy a rumble strip, you'll push the green button once. Whenever you retrieve a rumble strip, you'll then press the red button. Whenever you push the green button, it's going to give them a ping to icon, and it's going to populate on the icon map and also Waze to notify drivers when they're pulling up that they're entering the work zone. On the back set of the crib is a storage locker. Now I've removed the storage locker so you'll be able to see it a little bit better. But if you look inside the storage locker, we like to store 2 things. One, the best practice guide. The best practice guide is going to have a lot of great information and references according to the rumble strips, whether it be spacing, end of life pictures, and also help and tips and tricks on how to repair your pin replacement kits. The pin replacement kits, we also like to keep in the storage locker just in case they're close by. We know where they'll be if we ever do have to repair the rumble strip. Next to the storage locker are the ratchet straps. The ratchet straps are used once your crib 6, 9, or 12 are fully loaded and you're able to secure your rumble strips inside the crib. It's also made for ease that they automatically retract, so that way when you're not using them, they're retracted back and not in the way of your job. Along back of the crib is your quick detach. These bars that you see is gonna be what sits inside the receiver of the vehicle. Our receiver is already inside the vehicle out back that will shortly be loading up this crib and heading out once I'm done talking here. But it sits easily in the crib, and what this does is, since there's 2 pieces to it, it allows you to take a forklift, move the crib easily, fully loaded around your yard without having to unload it and load it back in once you're done deploying or retrieving your rumble strips. On the far end of the strip, on the crib, are your T-handles. Your T-handles are easily attached to our T-handle holder that's on the back, and the T-handles can be used for multiple things, whether it be deploying your strips, retrieving your strips, or simply moving your strips around the yard. You can see they easily are placed inside the rumble strip, and then you can slide the rumble strip around with that. I'll place this back in the inside the crib. Thanks for tuning into phase 2. We are now going to load everything up. We're going to head out to our makeshift work zone, and Glenda will be deploying 3 rumble strips for us, and you'll be able to see on a live map of how that works with iCone. During this time, we're going to be showing you a couple of videos. Please pay attention to the videos. One of them will be how to fix your rumble strips with the brackets if anything was to happen. Thank you.
All right, so we are out at the work site, and Glenda Blue is going to demonstrate deploying the rumble strips from the crib. So the first consideration is to make sure that the strips are oriented inside the crib in the proper direction. So they'll be deploying the strips from the passenger side of the vehicle, so you'll want to make sure you're putting the cribs or the strips into the crib with those brackets facing the passenger side of the vehicle. And so after she deploys that first strip, she goes back, she hits the iCone button, and Adam pulls the car up about 10 feet, depending on the spacing of the strips that you'll be using for your particular work zone, which of course is dependent on the posted speed limit. And you'll notice with those rollers, she just grabs the first half of that strip and walks it out. And once that strip hits the rollers, she just keeps walking and drops it in the roadway. You can step on the strip after you deploy it if you want to, just to make sure that it's laying flat. When she comes back again, she hits that green button after every deployment of each strip. And we'll see on the map that it doesn't populate with 3 different icons. It's only going to put 1 icon for the rumble strips. But when you hover over that icon, whenever it pops up, you'll actually be able to see all 3 strips listed with the exact time that they were deployed. So that would be on the left side on the iCone map, and that's what you see sort of behind the scenes. So there's the details of the strips that were deployed. Pretty specific information, and right now it's showing that gray icon there, and that is just the location of the crib, so where that icon box is. But once that crib moves off site, that gray icon will move, and you'll be able to see the rumble strip icon beneath it. It's an orange icon with 3 horizontal lines indicating 3 rumble strips that are deployed. So that's the map that allows you to track your work zones and allows you to know where the rumble strips are being used and how many are being used. So it's a really great tracking tool. On the right side, you have the Waze map, and there it is. That's the icon just popped up there, allowing the road user to see that there's a work zone approaching. So it's a perfect marriage between the rumble strips and iCone. The rumble strips getting the driver's attention with the tactile feedback as they go over the strips, but now there's a sort of double alert to the road user now through their GPS system or through their smartphone. So again, increasing your work zone's conspicuity to the road user, and then of course the added benefit of being able to verify your work zones and track your work zones. So that's our in-field demonstration. If you wanted to deploy another array of rumble strips upstream, or downstream rather, further down in the work zone, you would need to move up 450 feet. So if you were to deploy another set of rumble strips within 450 feet of that first array, a new icon on the map would not pop up. So after 450 feet, then you would get your second icon.